Hi, my name is Ali Nakvi. I'm the co-founder of Alchemain, and what I'll show you today is a quick demo of our Double Felix platform. Organizations today have a challenge of updating open source libraries that are dependencies in their application, as well as private libraries that are dependencies in their applications that they're creating. And the challenge they run into from an engineering perspective or platform engineering perspective is updating those libraries when they need to be updated because of new vulnerabilities or because they need to change those libraries for new functionality. And the challenge starts to arise when you have to update those libraries across hundreds of repos that you have. And so what I'll talk about today is how our Double O Felix platform can help platform engineers as well as developers update those libraries very quickly. If they have a breaking change when they do the update to the library, the tool will update the first party code, refactor it, and it'll do it across your repos, across your organization. So let's get started here. So I'm going to log in into the application through my GitHub account. So this is a GitHub application. At a first glance, what you'll see in the dashboard is your organization and the risk of your organization. So this is looking at 12 repos. It's giving you a view of all your vulnerabilities across their repos, the dependency files. It's giving you a quick glance of your trends for your repositories, as well as some licensing information that we picked up for each of these dependencies. So very quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search a particular Starlet library, which is a Python library, very popular Python library. It has over 300 million downloads, and it has a vulnerability associated with it. And what I'm going to go in and show you is when I searched for that library, the tool will show me all the repositories that library is found in. So very quickly, in a quick glance, you could see your overall view of where a particular dependency is in all the repositories that you have connected. I could go in and see the versions. If there was multiple versions in different repositories, it will show that as well. And then from my advisory perspective, I could get a quick view of all the advisories that are associated with this particular dependency. And I could get more detail by just clicking on it, getting a quick summary, the package name, what the fix is, and the affected repositories as well. So what we're going to do is very quickly show you how you could update all the different repositories, to a particular version or that we recommend, from a tooling perspective when we do the scan of the repo or, a particular version that you want to go to. So here, I'm just going to use the version that Double O Felix is recommending, and I'm going to confirm the upgrade. And if I go back to my dashboard, you can see that it's starting to do the upgrade for these repos. And you can see that it's going to update the code index MCP repository and the PYT front end repository. So this will take a few minutes. I'm going to pause the video and come back very quickly. All right, so we can see that both of the updates for those dependencies are done. So if I go into my repositories, what we could do is quickly look at the two repositories that were updated. So the code index MCP. What happens is when we Double O Felix does a scan of the repo, it gives you a quick view of analysis around your repository. So you can see your most vulnerable dependencies. It'll tell you the dependencies that you have. It'll give you the ability to see a tree for each of those dependencies as well. So your direct and your transitive dependencies, any of the advisory information, and then it also opens up a GitHub issue, which is an audit. And in that audit, you could very quickly see, all the dependencies, what versions you're on, all the recommended versions that we're telling you to go to. And if I go down here, you could see that for Starlight, we went from version 0.46.1 to 0.49.1. And if I click on here, you can see it tells you very quickly the vulnerabilities the advisories that were fixed, as well as all the file changes that were done. So you could see it made changes to a number of Python files. as well as the requirements doc, which was the version bump that it needed to go to. So you can see that it made very specific changes to the imports and the way it makes the calls for these. And what once it completes these changes, it'll run the unit test and it'll run to make sure that everything works, and it'll open up a green PR like it did here. And then from here, the organization will continue with their build process like they typically would. If I go back and we go into the other repository that was updated, which was this PYT front end, you can see if I go into my GitHub issues and again into the audits, it's a very similar look and feel. And if I go into the update, very similar changes were made to this repo as well. So you can see now how very quickly Double O Felix can help an organization engineering team, platform engineering team, to update dependencies, whether they're private or public, across your fleet of repos that you want to update with just a click of a button. Thank you very much.